I just want to address very quickly some of the issues raised. I find it regrettable that Senator Walsh has engaged in the dramatic and very, what some people would describe as offensive, upsetting, description of procedures which do not take place in this country and will not be taking place in this country. He says we can't guarantee that they haven't taken place. He implies that, and he's absolutely right. I can't guarantee. By very lack of this bill being in the legislature, we have no notification of the terminations that have taken place, even though they're legal since 1992. We have no certification. We have no need for a second opinion. So, and he also acknowledged himself that they don't take place. You talked of torture, but this applies the willful infliction of pain, which this certainly bill is not about, and the ability to experience it and to suffer as a consequence, which I clearly have outlined would not be the case. Senator Mullen talked about a profound disrespect for life. I utterly reject that. This is all about respecting life of a woman and her unborn child, and an attempt to save one rather than lose two, Senator.
No.
So your respect is somewhat, shall we say,
no respect for life,
focused.
Minister.
And then again you go with your scoundrels charter seeking to denigrate the medical profession, carrying on your theme from last week, which I find objectionable.
Some deserve to be denigrated.
Senator Norris has asked me some questions about the health services, and as Senator Ivana Bacik has said, a lot go privately, but I can certainly revert to him with more information. Deputy Bradford mentioned the regulations, but the regulations were published last week on Thursday evening. Perhaps what he means are the guidelines from the institutes, which are still under consideration by the Institute of Obstetricians, the College of Psychiatrists, the College of General Practice. And I have to put it to you that notwithstanding what the medical profession may have said in this chamber during the course of the hearings, it is part of routine training. There is no need for additional training. This is part of routine training. You've heard Senator O'Donnell describe how friends of his and members of his family have had miscarriages. And it's part of normal training to be able to deal with that and to deal with the complications that arise, because sometimes you don't have a complete miscarriage and it's a real threat to the life of the mother if retained placental parts are left within the womb. So they have to be dealt with. Can I just say then, in relation to this section itself, this particular amendment, I don't propose to accept it, because as I stated during the committee stage, it's intended that medical procedures under the terms of the bill will be carried out in line with current medical practice. It's neither desirable nor appropriate to enshrine clinical practice, which is constantly evolving and changing, into primary legislation. So really what I'm trying to say here is that today what is best practice could change next year. And so each time practice changes and improves, we have to come back to the legislature to re-legislate again. That, to me, would be a very bad place to go, and to be honest with you, not practical or workable. And secondly, the idea that the legislature would have a say over the actual mechanism of how doctors practice, as opposed to what they should be doing. I mean, this was raised last week. We're prescribing what they're to do. We're not prescribing how they're to do it. That would be wrong in my view. And as I said again, and I'll finish with this, the medical profession and the nursing professions, not just in this country but across the world, have a reputation for care and compassion. Not built up over one or two generations, but built over centuries. Built over centuries.
Minister,
built over centuries. And Senator Mullen, for all your respect and talk of respect, you've interrupted me a number of times. I haven't interrupted you once since I came to this House.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Walsh.
Can I say I'm extremely disappointed with the Minister's response, but I'm not surprised. It's consistent with the manner in which this bill has been, first of all, drafted, with total ignoring of all